Some food and beverage stocks were up Thursday after the latest consumer price index signaled lower inflationary pressures. U.S. equity indices had risen on the day, with the consumer staples sector up slightly above the broader S&P 500 index. Companies such as Archer-Daniels-Midland, McDonald's, Mondelez International, and Tyson Foods saw their shares rise around 0.5% to more than 1% on the day after the April CPI signaled a slower rate of inflation. The headline number came in below expectations at 0.2%, with the index for meats, poultry, fish, and eggs the only one of the 6 major grocery store food groups to increase. The index climbed 3.5% over the last year, while cereals and bakery goods, as well as other home foods, were unchanged, and the remaining indexes declined modestly over the past 12 months. Analysts have generally been keeping a close eye on economic data to gauge whether the Fed will decide to raise interest rates at a faster pace to meet its objectives of maximum employment and 2% inflation. The central bank had decided at its May meeting to keep the target range for the Fed funds rate at 1.5% to 1.75% after raising it by a quarter point in March. Market participants generally expect the Fed will hike rates at least 2 more times this year, with some calling for a third hike before the end of the year. Meanwhile, with the CPI signaling an easing of inflation concerns, the yield on the 10-year US Treasury note fell back under the 3% mark. And as rates fell, so did the price of wheat futures. The lower prices helped spur an increase in the value of the PowerShares Dynamic Food and Beverage ETF against the current wheat futures contract. The ETF had plunged a little more than 22% since mid-January, coinciding with an uptick of roughly 24% in the cost of wheat. The higher cost of wheat, in turn, triggered sharp increases in input costs at companies such as General Mills and Archer-Daniels-Midland. However, recent perceptions about these companies' creditworthiness have improved, with ADM's 5-year CDS trading roughly flat at around 83 basis points after widening 3.5 basis points over the past 3 months. And General Mills CDS tightened by nearly 8 basis points on the day after almost 25 basis points of widening over the same period. Hear more about what our contributors are saying about the state of the market on the IB Traders Insight YouTube channel. I'm Steven Levine for Interactive Brokers.